All right, let's move on to this next news story here. The iPhone 15 Pro users will pay full console price for Resident Evil 4 Remake. This comes from Jess Weatherbed over at The Verge. If you're looking to grab the recently announced iPhone 15 Pro version of the Resident Evil 4 Remake, you'll be paying full console game prices, according to information nestled away in the Resident Evil 4 App Store listing. The game will cost $59.99 when it's released later this year, the same launch price as its PS5 and Xbox Series S and X debut in March. An extra DLC pack is available for $19.99 alongside additional in-app purchases for weapon upgrades that range between $2.99 and $9.99. Capcom hasn't announced a full release date for the game yet. The App Store date of December 31st is a placeholder, but pre-orders are currently live and it's expected to launch before the end of 2023. Resident Evil Village, a slightly older title in the franchise, will also arrive on iPhone 15 Pro and M1 powered iPads or higher on October 30th for $39.99. That seems wild to pay more for like a remake. I mean, I know it's the newer game, but it's a remake of an old game. To pay more for that than like the new full game. I don't know. Never mind. Then maybe it's stupid. I don't know. It's just, to me, it's like, it seems weird.
I mean,
RE4's only $40, but
well, RE4 is the most recent title in the line right now, and it is a ground up remake. It's not like it's a remaster,
That's
so
true.
It does warrant that price.
Yeah. Resident Evil 4 price may seem steep here, but only when compared to traditional mobile games or free-to-play ports. Instead, Apple is pushing that the iPhone 15 Pro is capable of running a console game at console-level performance. So paying console prices doesn't feel wholly unreasonable if it actually lives up to its expectations. Some limited content from the base game will be playable for free for those who want to test the performance before committing to a purchase. The Resident Evil 4 Remake will also support universal purchase, which allows customers who buy it for either the 15 Pro or an iPad or MacBook equipped with an M1 chip to play it across all three devices without needing to repurchase the game.
That's what I was confused about. I didn't know if that was going to be a thing.
Awesome.
Yes,
so
perfect.
You can play it on your phone on the go. You get home and you can open up your MacBook, play on there. You're laying in bed, you play on your iPad. Like, that's pretty slick.
Awesome.
Yeah. So yeah, and this isn't the only game coming either. This is from another article on The Verge, but they mentioned that so Resident Evil 4 Remake, Resident Evil Village, Death Stranding. I know Assassin's Creed Mirage has also been rumored or maybe announced. I don't know. It's not in this article, but there's quite a few like big games coming to the iPhone 15, which is crazy. But what are your thoughts on this $60 price point?
I think so. I feel like if it is the same game with the same feature set, and it's like I said, start to finish, it has all the same things as the original regular console release, and it runs competently, like they said, console levels. Like, granted, they said it's going to have ray tracing, but I honestly maybe would park it maybe somewhere next to a Series S, I would say, as far as performance goes. If it can hit those marks, I think it's absolutely worth the price. As long as it's the same price across the board. So if it's still 60 on PS5, Xbox Series, PC, yeah, put it for 60 there. It's the same exact game. I can just hook a DualSense up, plug the phone to a TV or a monitor, and I got the same game running on my phone.
Yeah.
I see no problem with it.
I agree with you. I mean, at first it's definitely shocking, don't get me wrong, but it's because, like the article says, like we're so used to seeing like a $5 game or a free to play.
Yeah.
And so to suddenly be like $60 for my phone, like what the heck? But yeah, when you think about it, like this is a full console release. This isn't just excuse me, this isn't just this isn't a dumbed down version. Like this is the same game, and supposedly like on par graphics with using the Metal Effects engine and whatever, I forget the name of the chip that's in the 15 Pro, like working alongside their effects engine. Apparently you can get 4K HDR on like a display on a TV. So if you use like an adapter USB-C from your phone to HDMI into your TV, apparently you'll be able to output from your iPhone 15 Pro 4K HDR. It doesn't say FPS.
It's probably going to be upsampled.
Yeah, I assume it's going to be around probably like 30 FPS if I had to guess.
Yeah,
For most games, maybe it'll hit 60 once in a while.
but still for a phone, that's wild.
That's wild. So knowing that, it's like, all right, cool, yeah, like $60, that makes sense. Like if it's the same game as my PS5, why not? Why not?
Well, the thing that also pushes it over for me, as somebody who is very deeply entrenched into the Apple ecosystem, to know that it goes back and forth between my phone, my Mac, and iPad.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure the next Apple TV, I wouldn't be surprised if it has this same kind of processor.
yeah,
So that it can do that and play those games.
totally.
And if I can go back and forth between all of these, I get it.
Yeah.
That honestly is more enticing for me to buy it there. If this was the only option though, because Switch 2 is coming, so we'll see how that goes. But it's definitely something that would make me think about, should I get it on my phone? Because I always have my phone with me. I carry my laptop whenever I go traveling, so
Yeah.
it's a toss up.
Yeah, no, yeah, the ability to have it everywhere is huge. And yeah, like you said,
Mhm.
like if they beef up the Apple TV, holy smokes, like there's your
It's
home
a console essentially.
there's your home console. You got your phone for the mobile console. You got your iPad for the everything in between, and laptop, same thing. So it's like you have home, you got mobile, you got everything in between covered. Like that's
Mhm.
crazy. Like that would be amazing. One buy, have it everywhere. Obviously, only time will tell how well it act. Like I'll be interested to see the Digital Foundry test and be like, all right, let's see what they find on this thing, because it's one thing to claim it and another thing to actually do it. But
I mean, they did show footage. Like I said, for me personally, it's just got to do 1080/30. 1080/30 on a phone would be absolutely insane.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, it's just the only reason 4K would be nice is for like the external display.
Right.
But I think I was reading somewhere, I can't remember if it was this article or another article. I thought on the phone it locks at it is locked at a lower resolution. So that way
That
you
makes
get a
sense.
higher frame rate. But I can't remember what the resolution was or where that article
Because there's
was.
no active cooling, so you have to be able to have it run under load for a while. So that totally tracks. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, even as long as it runs competently, the fact that it's running on a phone, I definitely give it a pass for that. And it's insanely, it feels like, remember when we got to Switch the first time and you run Breath of the Wild and you're like, I cannot believe that this is running on a mobile console. It's a full fat game. We're getting that all over again with the new iPhone.
Yeah.
And Apple product suite. And I think that is really cool because technology, it never stops. It always seems to double every year. And now we're seeing the fruits of that. And it's only going to get better from here, right? Because the chips are only going to get stronger, faster every year. So eventually we could see these consoles these phones and Macs and iPads competing with these consoles like head to head. So
yeah. And one thing too, like the displays on Apple products are so incredible. I don't think they're not OLED, but they always have like
the iPad is.
Is it okay? I didn't know that. But either way, like the phones, the computers, like with the Retina displays or whatever they're using, like it's always just the colors are always spectacular. The blacks are always spectacular. Like the resolution is always incredible. The refresh rates, especially on the Pro devices, are like extremely high. So it's like it makes all the components of the phone. It makes sense to make it a gaming machine. It just needs the guts, and now they're giving it the guts, which is exciting. So what I did find an article on The Verge that talked about it. Apparently, there's a YouTuber, Vincent Zong, who got to play Village on the 15 Pro with a mobile game controller, and he uploaded a video about it. I don't know if it's I don't know how he got a hold of it because no one else
drop that link. I want to see it.
But it says, according to his comments, it says, I don't think it'll be a 1-to-1 match. According to the caption in Zhang's video, the game's resolution seems to be locked at 1560 by 720, and its frame rate is currently locked at 30 FPS. Zhang says the experience has its flaws. The screen mirroring effect is definitely not as good as on the phone. Definitely not as good as the original effect on the game console. So
you
it's
don't
like,
say.
So, which, I mean, that makes sense. It's not going to be as good as a PS5 or an Xbox Series X or something like that. But I don't know. Yeah, again, it'll be interesting to see what it's like. My 15 Pro comes in the mail tomorrow, so I'm excited.
I'm so jealous, man.
It's funny in the Discord too. Someone was like, "Oh, are you gonna buy Resident Evil 4 remake?" I'm like, "Heck no! Death Stranding's coming out. I gotta buy Death Stranding for the 6th time." I've bought it twice for PS4, twice for PS5, or once for PS5. I got it on Steam.
You need it around you at all
I got
times.
it.
I get it.
Every device it's available on, I've purchased it. So I need to. It's at this point, it's almost. I would feel guilty if I did. Like I have to. It's in my DNA. It's in my blood. It's
an
obligation for me to purchase Death Stranding everywhere it's available. So as soon as it's out on phone and iPad, I will purchase that. And let me tell you, I'm not ashamed to stream that. I will 100% stream Death Stranding from my iPhone.
You could. You very well could.
I could.
That's crazy.
I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But yeah, very interesting. Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.